How strange.
Please forget the lateness of the hour.
Something wicked this way comes.
This is the Nighttime Blues.
Spooky.
The hour is later than you think.
And now, with your permission.
Good evening, dear listener. Welcome to the Nighttime Blues. This is Colin Marks at your service. The nighttime is electric. The nighttime is the right time because the night belongs to us. And tonight on the show, we talk about that crazy world we all live in after the sun goes down. Nighttime has been a source of inspiration and of dread for folks since time immemorial. It's even the namesake of this very show. Evolutionarily speaking, humans are built for the daytime. It's safer, more predictable, but we're also built to get outside our comfort zone too. And if we do, then the nighttime will welcome us. At least, it'll welcome us on its terms. What is it about the nighttime? It has its own energy, its own texture. It's not empty, that's for sure. Have you ever been in the woods at night? It's like a symphony of scary at night. Some enjoy it more than others, but we're all out of our element at least a little bit. Things are not as permanent. The norms of the daytime do not apply. Sound travels differently. AM radio frequencies travel further at night. Our eyes adapt and see things both physical and imaginal. It's actually quite exciting. But part of what makes it so is its sense of the unknown. I can't fully explain it, but you just gotta feel it. When I was a kid, my mom told me that nothing good ever happens after midnight. And I quickly realized that she was absolutely wrong. I've always been a night person. Since I was young. I wasn't a very good sleeper, so the choice was kind of thrust upon me, but soon I started seeking out the night. I was full of excitement as a kid. There's strange things on the radio, weird movies on TV. It was a time of exploration, to see the other side of the world that I didn't know existed. It was also a time of solitude and contemplation, something we can all probably use a little bit more of. Have you ever sat around a bonfire at night by yourself? It's great. A lot of writing and a lot of creativity happens at night. Don't underestimate the ideas that come to you at night. Write them down. You will not remember them. Sometimes I read my nighttime ideas the next day, and they're senseless or meaningless or not exciting to me. But if I reread them again at night, I understand. They make sense again. These are nighttime ideas. Well, eventually, as I got older, I started playing in bands, and the nighttime was the time to work, to be on, and put on a show. And that fully cemented a sort of sleep in during the day, be out at night kind of life. But musicians aren't the only ones who come alive at night. Lots of great thinkers are active at night. Truckers, security guards, witches, lovers. It's a safe haven for those who don't entirely fit into the daytime world. It's not necessarily a restlessness, although I guess it can be. Sometimes folks are just tuned to a different frequency, a different rhythm. The nighttime often provides a connection for kindred spirits at these truck stops and nightclubs, the late night coffee houses. You know, like, you know people who do their grocery shopping at night. Those little nocturnal ecosystems that used to thrive. It seems those late night spaces have died out quite a bit in recent years. I hope we could find a way to bring them back, to take back the night. Have you ever come out of an afternoon movie and it's still daytime out? It's weird, right? Are you a different person when the sun goes down? Perhaps we all are. I have encountered many a person who appears to be a walking, straight-laced LinkedIn profile during the day, but go buck wild at night. Maybe the night makes it easier for us to lie. Or maybe easier to tell the truth. I'm not sure I've ever had a truly, truly deep conversation during the day, but I've certainly had them late into the night. It's just a different world at night, and it often brings out another side of us. We can wear a mask, or perhaps we can finally take our mask off. Which version is your real self? Maybe the answer is both. Maybe we need to come to terms with both our day person and our night person, and reconcile the fact that, in the words of Mr. Whitman, we all contain multitudes. Carl Jung wrote about this, about the duality of the outward self and the shadow self. His term for reconciling the two was individuation. Maybe that's what the night offers. A space to meet your other self and begin that process. David Bowie once said that the best part of his sobriety was discovering mornings. And I have to agree with him. Mornings are magical. I put a lot of effort these days into being a part of them. And I find that lots of creativity and writing happens there too. But as much as I enjoy them, I must admit, I'm always a little out of my element. I'm a night person.
Starbeat presents What's Happening.
Through April 19th, Put It on the Ritz on Butterfield Road, 1 mile east of Highland Avenue, Oak Brook, features top live entertainment with never a cover. Jamette, Monday through Thursday, Windjammer, Friday and Saturday at the grand opening of In and Around, 10235 West Grand Avenue, Franklin Park. The Saints and Sinners in Willow Springs features a 10-man male dancer extravaganza Wednesday, plus a special Easter party Saturday. Classic rock with Red Muldoon and air guitar competition Thursdays at Eric the Red, 3300 West 111th Street, Chicago. A $2 million unbelievable intergalactic robot show at Tobia's, 6020 West Belmont, Chicago, Wednesday, April 22nd. The Vineyard, 75th and Cass Darien, presents The Outside Chance, plus Wednesday's chicken and ribs, all you can eat, $4.95. The Ship's Rail Turtle Trot at 154th and Calumet Expressway in the Dalton Lodge with $250 weekly cash prize Mondays. This is Steve Cronin. For more What's Happening information, call the Starbeat Dictaphone at 948-8800.
The son of Svengoolie.
Hey, Dad, can I borrow the keys to the hearse tonight? Thank you. Good evening. I am the son of Svengoolie.
Well, I didn't think you were Rula Lenska.
Well, it's an honest mistake. We've got a movie for you tonight that makes Dawn of the Dead look like Godzilla meets the Brady Bunch, right, guys? It's called In the Year 2889 and stars Paul Peterson, who used to play the son on the old Donna Reed show, huh? Also, it stars such people as Quinn O'Hara, Charla Doherty, and, who else is in this movie?
Rodney Allen Rippey.
And, of course, Rodney Allen Rippey as the asbestos in Tom Snyder's hairdryer. Okay, roll the movie. I'll be back in just a little while. Let's get to the movie now, all right, guys? Thank you. All right, roll the movie. Let's get on with it. Well, that's better. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, after months of grueling research, personal interviews, and fact-finding junkets to exotic places like Sheboygan and Berwyn, I finally traced the Svengoolie family back to its humble, if somewhat sleazy, beginnings. Of course, the first part was simple. There was dear old Dad, in whose footsteps, 10.5 triple E width, I followed. And before him was Grandfather Goolie, who, interestingly enough, was the indentured servant, and we still have his dentures here to prove it, of the famed Kunta Kinte's American cousin, Clark Kinte. Yes, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan, but that's another story. Anyway, Grandpa Gully, of course, came originally from Transylvania in Western Europe, where the supernatural aspects of our family are quite evident, since his mother was a medium and his father was an extra large. You see, he was an extra large. And then our story took on an unexpected double reverse when we discovered that our next ancestor, Robert Chicken George, actually came to Europe from California. Spurred on by this, I surpassed even Alex Haley by tracing even further back through the family, generation by generation, further and further back, and finally, triumphantly, I traced the Svengoolie family back to its earliest and lowest form of life, and that was Chuck Barris. Oh. All right. Oh, I like that guy. All right, we'll be back with more stuff, right? All right, roll the movie. Oh, he's a rescue. Yahoo, what a...
That was Chicago's own late-night monster movie host, the one and only Svengoolie. One of the many cast of characters one could find on the airwaves late at night. Back in the day, every city had their own late-night movie host, but they seem to have gone the way of the dodo. I don't know, maybe they just migrated to YouTube. Does anyone know any monster movie hosts on YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, what do we have here? Okay. Dear Nighttime Blues. Hey, long-time listener, first time writing in. I work nights cleaning an insurance office downtown. 14th floor. I'm the only one here after about 7 p.m. and I gotta say, it gets a little weird sometimes. Most nights, it's quiet, but every once in a while, I hear stuff. Like, not just the normal creaks and hums. I'm talking whispers in the copy room. Conversations, kind of muffled, like they're coming through the vents. I heard someone humming one night, too. Very deep and very soft. It gave me the creeps, but I didn't see anybody. Could be I'm just tired, probably am, but sometimes I wonder if anybody else ever hears things like this, or if I'm losing my damn mind. I looked it up once, and apparently this building used to be a newspaper office way back in the day. Different kind of energy, I bet. Probably a lot louder back then. Deadlines and typewriters and cigarette smoke, you know? Anyway, I figured if anyone would have an idea of this thing, if anyone had any idea what this could be, it would be you or your listeners. Keep doing what you do. Jimmy the Night Janitor. Well, Jimmy, thanks for writing in. We appreciate it around here. For what it's worth, I mean, I don't think you're hearing anything that couldn't be heard by anyone else. I think just most people probably aren't paying attention. When a place is busy all day, you know, people talking, thinking, stressing, worrying, arguing, trying to get ahead on their work, whatever it may be, that stuff doesn't just disappear when everyone clocks out. It leaves something behind. Some sort of psychic residue, leftover noise. And it can build up. It builds up the same way that dust builds up in the corners and the vents and all these places nobody looks, nobody reaches. You mentioned the building used to be a newspaper office and now it's insurance, and that's interesting. They are kind of different energies. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of that old newspaper energy never really left and now it's just, I don't know, not mixing well with what's there now. Probably happens more than you think. Either way, you're not just cleaning that building. You got to keep it balanced. You know, you're walking through layers of thoughts and memories and leftover psychic charge. You know, you're the one making sure it doesn't all build up and tip the place sideways. So, sounds like you got to cleanse that place in more ways than one. If you got any frankincense on hand, I would suggest that. Maybe open a window. Until next time, thanks for listening. All right, let's see here. What is this? Oh, this is one of the best there ever was, Robert Frost.
I have been one acquainted with the night. I have walked out in rain and back in rain. I have outwalked the furthest city light. I have looked down the saddest city lane. I have passed by the watchman on his bait and dropped my eyes, unwilling to explain. I have stood still and stopped the sound of fate, when far away an interrupted cry came over houses from another street, but not to call me back or say goodbye. And further still, at an unearthly height, one luminary clock against the sky proclaimed the time was neither wrong nor right. I have been one acquainted with the night.
There's an idea in the Hindu tradition called Brahma Muhurta. It's a particular time of night. What they do is they break up the night into these different segments. Each one is 48 minutes long. This is the second to last one. So it begins 1 hour and 36 minutes before sunrise and ends 48 minutes before sunrise. It's the penultimate phase, the penultimate muhurta of the night. And it's considered the best time to be practicing yoga or praying or meditating or reflecting or any of these things that require quiet attention. The idea is that during this hour, the world is at its most still, and therefore the mind is at its most still. It's calm and quiet, and the noise that fills the daytime hasn't quite arrived yet. So maybe that's what I'm looking for. Maybe that's what I want us to experience. So, to my nighttime friends, I implore you, there's something special about watching a sunrise. Not one that you stayed up all night for, but one you woke up alongside with. And to my daytime friends, make sure to explore the night every once in a while, even if it's just from your window or your back porch. Let the dark settle around you. Feel what's out there. Because, as Nappy Brown sang, the nighttime is the right time. For most things. So wherever you are, in the city, or out in the sticks, or in the space in between, I hope the nighttime treats you kindly. This is Colin Marks, and you've been listening to The Nighttime Blues.
The Nighttime Blues is written, produced, and scored by Colin Marks. To explore more,